here basically doing another walkabout tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please like, subscribe, and of course comment down below. Hit that bell icon. Know when I'm putting out the next video. Don't worry, I'll be doing another video tonight. It is going to be another factor in Ni no Kuni, or we could do another session in Builders, basically the Minecraft knockoff. Not really a knockoff. I mean, it has its own benefits, so I like it in itself. It has building, and I'm doing okay with it so far. I got pretty far into it. And thank you for checking out my video. Appreciate it. Anyway, that wasn't my thing. Tell me what you guys think. Which is you're most likely to tune in to, either Ni no Kuni or Dragon Quest Builders. Tell me, you guys. That's the number one thought I was thinking about in the beginning. Second thing is, I was watching the Power Rangers, and yes, folks, I'm a big Power Rangers fan. I'm a big nerd when it comes to that. Like, generally, I love it. I haven't seen all of them all the way through, but I've seen enough of them where I know more or less most of it on certain characters. My favorite thing is to discuss with other Power Rangers fans to what is your favorite top 5 Power Rangers series. Let's go with 6 to make it an even number. And yes, folks, there's more than 6. I'll tell you that right now. There's like 20-something series of Power Rangers. And there is a lot of series. And mind you, those are the Americanized version of Power Rangers. I'm not talking about the Sentai, which is the original Japanese concept for it. And I've actually seen some of the original Power Rangers from Japan. And it's actually very interesting. I love it. I actually feel like the Japanese versions have more story to them. Personally, I've actually noticed it. Don't get me wrong, it's not that the Americanized versions can't have story, but the Japanese, they are more fanciful with their concept of cinema. Hey, how you doing? Goin? I think that's what it's called, Golwyn. Hopefully I didn't kill your name. Thank you for checking out my video. Sincerely appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Definitely help the channel out. Anyway, as I was saying, so what's your favorite 6 Power Rangers, if you're into Power Rangers? If you're not, that's fine. I understand. Boy for life. Nice. Thank you very much for checking out my feed. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And like go in up there, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and again, hit that like button. It definitely helps the channel. Anyway, so if you guys are wondering what mine are, I will put it out so that way people feel safe sharing. 6 of my favorite Ultimates. Well, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I love the originals, the original Mighty Morphin. That is my most favorite one of all. I mean, I even watched the original in the original Sentai, which is again the original Japanese incarnation of Power Rangers. One of my favorite things about it is because when you watch it in the Japanese version, it seems more fluid and it feels more authentic. I'm gonna be honest, guys. When you watch it from the Japanese perspective, it makes more sense. When you watch it from the English perspective, then the Disney versions, all that, they're okay. They're fun to watch and all, but like, it's hardly any It's I feel like it's janky, honestly, guys. But that's just between me and you. It's hard to explain the difference between the Japanese interpretation and the English version. The Japanese, you would expect some of this really corny, ranchy shit from the Japanese, because they're really good with when it comes to, because their stories have more of a fluidity. They're it comes from their own mythologies, which is amazing, honestly. I love it, and honestly, I feel like the Japanese need to come down over here into Hollywood, because holy shit, we need more Japanese. We need more people in Hollywood, folks. That's what I'm saying. We need more Hollywood people from all over the world, because our present people that are doing it right now, they don't know shit about cinema. We need people from all over the world just to give us good movies. We need people from Bollywood, the Chinese. We need kinds of people, and I'm not just talking about Asian. I'm talking about people from Russia. I'm talking about, if you know anything about showsmanship, come on down. Like, fuck's sake. So anyway, before I was inconvenienced, I could say that. I was talking about my six favorite Power Ranger series and why. Well, I told you why I love the original first season, one of them anyway. My second choice is definitely Dino Thunder. I love Dino Thunder because, well, it had some of my favorite concepts of the Dino Morpher, some of my favorite scenes, and of course, the late great Frank. And if you guys don't know his actual name, Tommy Oliver. If you look it up, Tommy Oliver Power Rangers, and you'll see his. One of my favorite scenes is basically he's back for a while. You know, it's been a little over 10 years since he's back from the original series, and he comes back as a teacher. And this teacher apparently has the ability to put some things downstairs. You know, he basically makes sure that certain powers don't get into the wrong hands, and in doing so, he somehow taps into the morphing grid. And I think it was mostly because of the fact that he had experience with the morphing grid. You know, obviously, he basically had connections to the morphing grid in general. He was able to tap into the powers and create Dino Morphers. And these Dino Morphers were powered by things called Dino Gems. Basically, think artifacts. And every one of these series, they all have a type of artifact created from or by the morphing grid. And this series has the Dino Gems, and each Dino Gem has the ability to give its chosen owner, a specific ability. If you guys want to check it out. My recommendation. Third series I love, Mystic Force. I love Mystic Force because of the story. The story was one of my favorites, and honestly, guys, the theme song was just too beautiful. Like I couldn't stop listening to that song because that song was so good. And mind you, as short as it is so worth listening to. I recommend it. Check out Mystic Force. Trust me, you'll love it. And again, like I said, the story, the friendship, and of course the magics. One of the biggest things I love about Power Rangers is not just the concept of, you know, of fighting or anything like that. I love Power Rangers because of what it truly represents. And in most cases, it represents teamwork, camaraderie. It also represents, on certain levels, responsibility, because there's actually themes on each level where these guys learn. And most of the series, there's episodes where each character goes through what's I would call a trial. Whether the main one of the characters starts developing a big head, you know, like starts to become a little cocky or whatever, right? The main character develops certain traits that are undesirable. So the purpose of these episodes is to basically show that you're not infallible, you're only human, and you have more to grow. And in doing so, in the series, and a lot of series, most of them, the one I'm specifically talking about, Mystic Force, it has those moments where the main character of the day, the flavor of the day, has to go through something. And that specific something has to go through, like, for instance, like insecurities or trust issues, or, you know, things like that. And I love the series because it shows we all learn at our own pace, but at the same time, it doesn't mean we have to. So basically, the series is just showing you that everybody has those moments where their responsibilities are taking corrupt into their life, or they're basically their life is going haywire because of this big responsibility. I'm pretty sure all of us have moments where our responsibilities weigh on us. And there's actually moments in a lot of these series where it shows, hey, I'm going through hell in a handbasket because of these responsibilities, but they they own up to it. That's the thing I love about these series. They actually own up to what they're trying to do. They know they have a big responsibility. They know they got something big going down. It doesn't even have to be you being a Power Ranger. There's moments where the Power Ranger themselves like get humble pie. There's one where I saw it was another good one that I liked. It was Dino Fury, one of the newer ones, like actually the one before the one we have now. It's where one of the main characters, the Green Ranger, she is basically an athlete, and she gets mad at her cousin, and her cousin is telling her, "Hey, you're not perfect, but the reason why I was late is because I was helping a friend." And the Green Ranger was like, "Oh, damn! Okay, I sound like a bit. I hear it. I hear it now. I hear it." So yeah, like I said, every series has these moments. Mind you, not as often, some of them, but they do have them. I'll be right back.
No te digo cómo te fue.
No, nada más. Lo mismo, lo mismo. Anyway. Okay, so that was my third one, Mystic Force, and then I told you guys that I do like Dino Fury, and honestly, the reason I like Dino Fury is because it had more of a modern day feel to them. Because the Power Rangers, don't get me wrong, I love the Power Rangers, but some of them didn't have what I felt like was modern day. Aside from the technology, of course, but just like actual up to date kind of things. But Dino Fury did definitely had that for me, so which is one of the reasons I liked it. And of course, I love the fact that their transformations were actually pretty par. I like them. They're actually pretty cool. Fourth is one of my favorites. It is Time Force. Weirdly enough, it's one of the old ones. I liked it because it was one of the few where it wasn't. Time Force was one of the few Power Ranger series where it doesn't have just young kids in high school, because a lot of them, and in fact, a good chunk of them, have nothing but kids in high school. And I kind of liked it better that way because it gives it gives an interesting flavor to it. And thank you for checking out my video, guys. Please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't be shy. Just say how you doing, and hit that subscribe button. And definitely that like button. It definitely helps the channel. Anyway, but no, like I said, I like those series. The final, let's see, Mystic. Well, honestly, Time Force is cool because it's a classic. It's one of my favorite classics, and it is definitely one of the classics that I felt like it was definitely on par with some of the ones I've been telling you about. The morphing was amazing. The transformations, the battle scenes, some of the fights were actually pretty cool, and some of the monsters were actually interesting. They actually had a very interesting, unique array of monsters, so I liked it. Now, here's my one of my all-time favorites aside from the original. It is Power Rangers Ninja Storm. That one was just Chef's kiss. Honestly, guys, it's the theme. It goes from the theme song to the actual theme. Yes, folks, there's ninjas. I love ninjas. I love how each of because the original concept was it was supposed to be only three so far. It was just basically the main characters, you know, the and they were apparently washed out. They washed out of ninja school. They were three of the worst, and they never really were gonna do any better, right? But it got to the point where they had no choice to put these kids as rangers because they were the last ones on Earth. Because the big bad guy basically said, "Hey, I'm taking all the ninjas off Earth, and I'm going to enslave them, and then I'm going to enslave you." Little do they know, by doing that, they actually gain the ability. They gain the confidence and the mastery that they needed, and then they got better and better throughout the series. I don't know what it was. It was some kind of catalyst that they needed to get better to the point where they were the best of the best. They went from the worst to the best of the best. It was just crazy, and that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much. Again, transformation was awesome. I love their little call transformation phrase because every one of the series has that phrase basically to morph, right? I like it. It's like ninja storm, ranger form, ha, and then does like little ninja ability, and then they just transform. The transformations were amazing. I loved it. The sequence, and then some of the techniques, some of the each ranger had their own specific technique, which is kind of cool because I loved the concept. And then it kind of got into the point where they had a difference. They had a different green. They had a green ranger in there that I felt like, oh my gods, it just made me think of the original Green Ranger. I felt like his actual suit remind me a lot of the original Green Ranger. Only in the sense that it had those, Vegas pads. I'm not kidding. It was like it had the. Here, let me show you guys. I'll show you what. This is the original Green Ranger and the original series. This is my favorite. So this is the original Green Ranger right here. He was one of my favorites. R.I.P. my dude, and also R.I.P. to her because she is also gone. Um, I really feel bad, and also with her, the actress that plays Rita Repulsa, she is also gone. Regretfully, these three uh, are gone, and the only ones that are left are him, her, him, and don't think I don't think he's alive either, and he's still around. He does a few things. Rarely do I ever seen any mention of him anymore. So the Black Ranger, but I do love when I hear about him because he does other stuff. So again, those are examples of the original Mighty Morphin. Those are basically the original characters. They were all amazing. They even had what is called for forever something Power Ranger or Forever or whatever, and they had a reference to the concept of the original Power Ranger, the original Yellow Ranger dying, and I felt like that was more of an homage to the original Power Ranger because they had most of the original cast. I said most. I'm not entirely sure if they had Kimberly in there, and of course they didn't. They didn't. That movie was made after the unfortunate demise of the Green Ranger slash White Ranger. And if all you Ranger fans know who I'm talking about, um, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love Ninja Storm is because some of the fun stuff about it. Let's see, and one of my old time favorites is definitely Ninja Steel. I love Ninja Steel because kind of like how Cosmic Fury, no, Dino Fury is modern, so was Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel had about as many current events, mind you, a little more Disney vibe. I felt like it had less than Dino Fury, but it had enough where I can say, yeah, okay, that's kind of valid. I liked it. Um, I'd recommend it if you're in the mood for a good old whole time. Um, the series, they're all good for good kids. Some of them are a little darker than others. I'd recommend going from the original Power Rangers because at least those are good for a good family time. One of my favorites is definitely the movie, the original 2000, I think 2000, I think 2000 specifically, movie of Power Rangers because they had the original cast, and I also loved Turbo, the movie Turbo. A lot of people didn't like it, but I felt like it was a good one. It wasn't a bad one per se. It wasn't the best one, but it was definitely a good one. A lot of people give it crap, but honestly, compared to the original Mighty Morphin movie, yeah, and especially compared to the newer version of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, I did not like that one. Honestly, guys, it took too long to get to the point where they could morph. They didn't. I mean, honestly, guys, even the putties were ridiculous. Like, honestly, they made them golems instead of actual putties. Like, they really defeated the purpose of Power Rangers. They got rid of some of the formula of it. There was no real monster that they were supposed to kill other than Goldar, which again was all that build up for nothing. Honestly, folks, it was all that build up for nothing. They could have done more with the character Rita Repulsa. Honestly, I think they could have given her more of a sadistic feel, except aside from the fact that she was killing everybody and left and right. I mean, other than that, they could have done more because I felt like it was kind of lackluster, in my personal opinion. Um, One thing I hated is it was good that they decided to put some of the real life factors into it because like each of the Rangers had their own little troubled thing, and I actually kind of liked that about them. But other than that, I kind of hated it, honestly. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, but it's not the kind of movie I would ever see again. You know what I mean? Even if it is Power Rangers, and as you can tell, I'm a big fan. So, thank you for checking out my video, guys. I sincerely appreciate it. You guys have been wonderful. I hope you guys, I get to see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, I get to see you. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. This is your friendly neighbor GamerJINN Candor signing off.